What's up, Final fans? It's the Warrior of Hype, and I am reaching max level right now because Final Fantasy 16 is just a little over a month away. I mean, we are so freaking close. It is next month, you guys. I'm so freaking excited, and we are so close that Game Informer just revealed its new issues cover, and it's got Final Fantasy 16 on it, and with that is some gorgeous Final Fantasy 16 art. Let me just go ahead and bring that up for you now. Wow! Woo-hoo-hoo! Who else out there is feeling as hyped as I am? This art is incredible. I love this so much. Now, I was looking at this for quite some time, as I always say that, I feel like art is always telling a story. But sometimes it just has to look cool. And in this instance, I think it just looks freaking cool. I was looking all over the place to find, maybe little subtle hints in the art trying to tell a story. But no, this is just freaking cool. Obviously, you have Clive, the dominant of Ffxvi, standing behind him. And then you have Joshua with Phoenix behind him. Now, Eyes on B, who will be on our show this weekend for a sweet Final Fantasy VII Jeopardy show. But Eyes on B on Twitter said that Joshua is kind of standing like her son does after they did something they're not supposed to do. And it kind of, I laugh a little bit. It made me chuckle because, yeah, Joshua's got that look like, oopsie daisy, but I don't know. Who knows what, who knows? But yeah, that look of Phoenix behind him, that's my favorite artwork that we've seen of Phoenix so far. It just looks so cool. This whole art, man, if this was on the front cover of the game box, I would have been so happy with that. And I thought that I was completely satisfied with the box art that we getting. And this right here just looks freaking phenomenal. All right, that's enough of me just gushing about this thing. But there's also another artwork that came along with it, and I'd like to show that to you right now. And yeah, it's the same render of Clive, but behind him you have the two renders of Phoenix and Ffxvi, and it's just, this is so cool. This was probably the thumbnail of the video you just clicked on, because just wow, I freaking love this art. And maybe it's just because we're a month away, and that's why I'm just so freaking excited. So one thing that is a clear standout in this art is fire, right? It's the theme of fire. I want to talk about that for just a moment, and then we're going to talk about some really exciting stuff that you can expect when it comes to Final Fantasy 16 within probably the very near future. In fact, May 22nd. We'll get back to that in a second, but I kind of want to pitch this idea to you. The theme of fire, right? I played Jedi Survivor. No spoilers for that. It was in the story trailer, but in that is a quote in the story trailer for Jedi Survivor talking about fire, and she says, "Look into the fire, Cal. It will warm you, keep you company, but left unchecked, it will consume everything." And I got to thinking, like, when I was dissecting that image, trying to find the story within the art, which it just looks awesome. There's no story within the art, I don't think, at least. But yeah, like, I was trying to find the story in there. And I started thinking about the theme of fire, left unchecked, it will consume everything. I thought that was just such a cool thing, talking about the beauty of fire. It's not all rage and destruction. It can warm you and keep you company. And I just was like, man, I feel like Final Fantasy 16 might, adapt that theme of fire. Like how Final Fantasy 10 did the themes of water, right? Well, the themes of fire in Final Fantasy 16. Revenge is a weapon. I sometimes wonder, you know what I mean, if I'm controlling it or if it's controlling me. So revenge left unchecked can consume everything. And I think that's something to think about. So I want to ask you, comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Try to make the theme of fire connect to Final Fantasy 16. What can you come up with like for the story themes, like involving, the metaphor of fire? So anyways, May 22nd is the digital version of the Game Informer magazine. And there's a whole lot of other stuff coming outside of the Game Informer magazine. In fact, Wesley LeBlanc, the guy who wrote the article in the Game Informer magazine, even had to request 2 extra pages because there's just so much stuff to write about. He just couldn't stop writing, which I think is so great. It's the biggest cover story yet from Wesley LeBlanc. Great writer, by the way. Please follow him on Twitter because 24 exclusive Game Informer Final Fantasy 16 hub stories going online from 9 hours of interviews. And we're talking interviews from producer Naoki Yoshida, director Hiroshi Takai, combat director Ryota Suzuki, creative director Kazutoya Mihiro, art director Hiroshi Minagawa, localization director Michael Christopher Koji Fox, composer Masayoshi Soken. Get ready for some exciting content coming up soon. And the fact that this is going to be published on May 22nd, so just a couple more days from now, you got to think back on when all these content creators were flown to London to play the game. You had a couple other events outside of London that have been taking place for industry, media, content creators to get their hands on the game and haven't created any content about that because they're waiting for an embargo to lift. Is May 22nd the day that the embargo lifts? So keep an eye on it. It's going to be a very important day. YouTube is about to get flooded with some Final Fantasy 16 content, as well as, of course, GameInformer.com/FFXVI. I believe that was the link. So keep an eye out on that. Game Informer. Follow them on socials. Follow Wesley LeBlanc, and keep up with all this stuff. Now, he played the game for several hours, watched the leads play. He was talking about that in their video, Game Informer, on their YouTube video. You can check that out as well when they did their cover reveal. He's talking about his experience there, and just from what he's saying just makes me so freaking excited about this game. And then, of course, I got to throw in there, I'd like to go to... Here we go. Aaron Kaufman, who used to work for Square Enix. Towards the end of my journey at Square Enix, I worked on the social media campaign for this title. What I saw early on looked like one of, if not potentially, the best Final Fantasy game since Final Fantasy VII. Easy. Get your all-timer list out. This one's going to be a hit. Freaking Aaron Kaufman. I said I thought I was at max level hype. I thought I was there. I thought I peaked. But by God, has it just been amplified even more? You can't say things like that. You can't say the best Final Fantasy game since Final Fantasy VII and expect me not to freak out. You know what I mean? I'm so excited about Final Fantasy 16 coming out in just a couple days. In fact, let me bring up my phone where I see that there is only 37 days left. Okay, I got a little countdown going on. I'm just so happy. So yeah, that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about. I really wanted to bring that up. I wanted to show you this amazing Game Informer cover art, and then of course this new render of Clive. And just new artwork always gets me excited. And yeah, I mean, this weekend we have a big fundraiser going on because Final Fan TV, the warrior of hype, is going to be at Summer Game Fest. It is in the books, baby. We have booked our tickets. We are 4 rows in front of the stage, just 4 rows. And yeah, we're just going to be right there in the action. We're going to be, bringing you coverage from LA, and hopefully we are hoping and hoping for to cover Final Fantasy 16's launch event. We want to be there. We want to bring you the best coverage, and because of that, because of this cross-country trip, we are going to do a fundraiser event. Now, this fundraiser event is not just your typical this is going to be game shows spread throughout the day. I like to bring that up for you right here. Here Here's my new schedule that I posted. This is a game. We got Dungeons and Dictions with Night Sky Prince and Audrey. Now, Dungeons and Diction is a funny name, and I laugh at it every time. But this is where the party will navigate through a dungeon, choosing the paths that they want to take. Some paths will lead to enemies. Some paths lead to treasure. Some paths lead to the exit. You know what I mean? And it's just going to be a lot of fun. The battles they get into will have Taboo and Password. If you've ever played those games, they're fun word games. And then following that, we got a live performance of some lo-fi music by Sing4D Laughter, and I'm sure you've heard his music playing in the background of most of my videos. So it's great to have him on the show and do stuff like that. We got Echo S8 and Echo S9 in a family feud with Sunamods. That's going to be a lot of fun. From a recent survey we did, your top answers will be on the board. Let's see if they can guess them. And then we'll probably record a final podcast live talking about our trip to LA and our upcoming trip. And yeah, and then it's going to conclude with Jeopardy at the end of the day with Eyes on B, M.J. Gallagher, the author of the Norse myths that inspired Final Fantasy, and also the upcoming Greek myths that inspired Final Fantasy VII. And Schrodinger Baby Seal from SEAL Team 7. Just very passionate and knowledgeable Final Fantasy VII contestants there, and I'm really excited to see what they are able to do. We got some fun ones in there that I think everybody can kind of if you're watching at home, you'll be able to participate in and try to get it before they get it. And then we've got some kind of deep cuts, not too minute in details and stuff like that, but some things that will test their knowledge. And yeah, I'm just really excited about this event. I hope you are too. I've been working hard on it. It won't be television production quality because it's just me by myself, but it'll be a lot of fun, especially with all the guests that I have on there. So thank you for indulging me with that Final Fan TV fundraiser stuff. But yeah, if you're interested you can donate at ko-fi.com. That's ko-fi.com/FinalFanTV. And as you can see, the bar is already filling up there. We're going to have some special incentives during the actual show on May 20th. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. Are you hype? I'm hype. Take care now. Bye-bye then.